Welcome back to another exciting episode of Pokemon Black and White 2 Soul Link, as brought to you by Gamers Brew and Colonel Ben SP. As always, I am your host with the most, Brandon of the Gamers Brew.
And I'm Ben from Colonel Ben SP, who has been off to some really bad luck lately.
Yeah, your luck has not been good, my friend.
Now I'm in the Celestial Tower, which I don't know how I'm gonna end up.
Celestial? I thought, isn't Dragonspire Tower the next tower?
No.
Oh. Is there a Dragonspire Tower, or am I going crazy?
I don't. It's been so long, I can't tell you.
Well.
But I need to go through this so I can get to the next gym.
Fair enough. Also, quick shout out to one of our viewers, Chance. This is the shout out for you from Brandon and Ben.
Yo.
Alright. See, here's the fun part is I'm now lost in Charge Stone Caverns, and I don't know.
Don't worry, it shouldn't be too complicated.
Are you kidding me? It is a gauntlet. A gauntlet of utter death and destruction.
I just hope you don't run into any trainer with Wobbuffet.
Yeah, Wobbuffet is a death. Is counter a fighting type move?
Counter?
Yeah.
I don't think when it hits it classifies as a fighting type move. Although it does say it's a fighting type move. So I wouldn't know.
I got Interlink thing.
Oh, that. Yeah, too bad you can't do any of those missions. They used to be alright for like getting more experience and whatnot.
I'll be honest, I never really got a chance to do them. Even in the back in the day when this came out.
I did a couple of them. Dad and I did a lot of the little mini games on the Dream World site. I thought it was a pretty interesting idea.
Nothing wrong with that.
It just gets tedious.
So, are we gonna talk about the black sheep in the room, or are we gonna let sleeping dogs lie?
Black sheep? What do you mean?
Pokemon Ultra Moon and Pokemon Ultra Sun.
Do we really want to have this conversation?
I'm not saying that they're gonna be good, but I'm also not saying that they're gonna be bad.
You're pretty much not saying anything at all.
Nope, I'm saying they're gonna be there.
Well, you should know my stance on it by now.
You weren't a fan of Sun and Moon, and therefore you will not be a fan of Ultra Moon and Sun.
Pretty much.
And that being said, though, I am curious to see how they're gonna take the story. Not to mention the fact the addition of new Alolan Pokemon that weren't in previous generations.
Did they say that?
Yep.
I hate them.
Because they don't have to put new Pokédex slots in. They can Alolan-ize any Pokemon they want at this point.
So pretty much what they should have done with Sun and Moon, they're doing now. Like every single third iteration of every single generation.
Basically.
That's really annoying. Because instead of just making the best game they could make each generation, they just give us betas. They give us betas, and then they give us the complete definitive edition of that generation.
Well, I mean,
They take away move tutors. Each and every single time they make a new generation, they take away a lot of stuff that should have been in the game to begin with, such as the national debts, only to give it to us all back in a new game that's not a new game that's being sold at full price.
Question. Wasn't Platinum and Emerald and Crystal and all those like the definitive editions too, though?
Yes, that's what I mean. Also, they could also be considered alternate storylines because their Emerald pretty much had a different storyline from, well, different and not so different storyline from Ruby and Sapphire, and Platinum had a different but not so different storyline from Diamond and Pearl. Also, the new forms for Solgaleo and Lunala are ugly. They just fused them with Necrozma. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking at. Meaning Necrozma is gonna be important, which I had guessed since Sun and Moon's, considering its Pokédex entry, and considering that Necrozma was confused as an Ultra Beast, but it really isn't.
Well, did you see it? Do you see it?
Necrozma, when you encounter Necrozma in Sun and Moon, it actually plays the music that plays during Solgaleo and Lunala's encounter.
Okay.
Meaning he has more relevance to he's more tied to Solgaleo and Lunala than anything else, really. It even makes sense considering the whole alchemy routes they were taking with Sun and Moon. The whole alchemy symbolism. Overall, I'm not excited though, because Sun and Moon was basically Tutorial City and hand-holding. It was stopping you every 5 seconds for dribble. Non-existent story. Just the whole shebang with that game.
Who knows? Maybe we might actually get a real story this time.
You're so hopeful.
I can be hopeful. Am I not allowed to be hopeful?
No, you have the right to be hopeful. That doesn't mean Nintendo Game Freak changes.
Fair enough.
When they're doing the same thing they should not be doing at this point in time. You want to know why? Because back then they had an excuse. They didn't have the technology to basically, update their games and add DLC and add content.
Oh my god, could you imagine that? A Pokemon game with DLC?
But you know what? They decided, now we live in the day and age where they can do that. But, back in with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, when they added all these new Megas and whatnot, they decided to screw the competitive fan base and pretty much tell anyone who has X and Y to just go buy the new game because they're not going to patch in the new Megas in X and Y. Which is
they
really,
didn't do that,
really
did they?
Frustrating. No, they didn't. They could have done it, But no. They
Well,
just made
you know what's you want to hear something that's funny?
What is?
I want you to think back to Ruby and Sapphire. When Ruby and Sapphire came out, there was only so many berries. Then Emerald and Fire Red and Leaf Green came out, and then the game updated itself the moment you traded with a game from the future, and it added the new berries into the system. So
yes, but that's not how it works with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
I'm talking about the original Ruby and Sapphire. That's why I'm saying this is actually really funny that past Nintendo was like, maybe we should add an update feature into our Game Boy Advance games that have no internet capabilities whatsoever. How are we gonna do that? Oh, new games are gonna update old games? That sounds fantastic. Nowadays it's like, I guess we have the internet, but we like money.
That's because Nintendo has gotten lazier and lazier with their approaches. They basically put zero effort into their stuff nowadays.
I don't know, do you think Masuda just sits there and just is all like, why?
Either that or they just feel like they don't have the same amount of quality control anymore. It feels like they just release things as is without, thinking how much content it has, how polished it is. Camelot disappoints me nowadays because Camelot used to be a pretty good developer for Nintendo.
What did they even do?
They used to make Golden Sun and they used to make the Mario sports titles. And they used to put effort into them. But as you know, Camelot has been failing in that regard since practically Mario Tennis on the 3DS.
Yeah?
I mean, you should know how poor Mario Tennis on the Wii U is.
That being said, I have not played Mario Tennis on the Wii U.
It has nothing. It barely has any content, barely has any of the old modes that previous Mario Tennis titles had. And on top of all that, you can't even play with your friends online.
What? No online capabilities? It's almost like the people who made Mario Tennis made Mario Party.
Listen!
Yes, I'm listening. I'm sorry.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Mario Tennis has online, but you can only play with randoms.
Yeah.
Think about how stupid that is for a second.
Almost as stupid as the fact that Mario Party didn't have any online at all.
Pretty much. Mario Party 10 also sucked too.
I don't know. I think the only Mario Party that I actually own is Mario Party 8 on the Wii.
That was the last Hudson made Mario Party title.
So does that mean it's good or is it bad?
It's alright. I want Nintendo to be as strong as they used to be during the Super Nintendo era.
See, for that we need to bring back some developers from the dead, unfortunately. Because every time a developer dies in Nintendo, a fanboy loses another awesome game.
You don't understand. Nintendo's the reason why third party never on board. Nintendo keeps burning bridges.
Nintendo bridges burning down, burning down, burning down. Nintendo bridges are burning down. My dear Ben.
They're so stubborn in their old ways. They think they could just continue to be successful being the assholes they are.
That being said, we still buy the Nintendo Switch.
We are also the problem. because Nintendo doesn't learn their lesson because no one complains. Everyone praises them for every little thing they do, despite the fact that they deserve no praise because they do nothing special.
Since when did Badoo have, or Badoo, not Bidoof, have Poison Point?
Badoo?
No, yeah, the...
Oh, Bewdoo.
Huh?
Bewdoo.
Oh, is that how you say it?
That's how I always pronounce it.
I always call them Badoo, which is very similar to Bidoof. It's really funny because they came from the same generation.
Yeah, pretty much. And they're just as useless.
But one can surf!
Lies. Bidoof was actually far more useful.
Bidoof was so useful, it could learn every HM. Except Fly. That being said, I still don't have a surfing Pokemon.
That's super odd. You know what I also find super odd? The fact that none of the Pokemon I currently have can learn Shadow Claw outside of Gabite. You would think that Dupless, the one Ghost type I have on my team, could have learned it, but he can't.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Then again, Dupless doesn't have claws.
A lot of things don't have claws, and they still a lot of things don't have a lot of things, and they still manage to be able to use a move somehow.
I don't know. When I hear Iron Tail, 9 times out of 10.
Like Ekans being able to learn Sucker Punch.
Well, that makes sense, because he can
No,
punch
it
with...
doesn't.
He can punch with his tail.
He doesn't have hands.
Oh god. Oh god, I forgot about this. Why, Nintendo? Why? Why did they make a female form for cast form?
Huh?
The female form of cast form looks like it has boobs.
I don't know what to say.
I'm not okay with this, Nintendo.
Also, I think it's a really bad idea for Nintendo to keep the 3DS alive when they already have,
Well, that's the funny thing is they just put out a brand new DS family console, the 2DS XL, that's coming out,
because they're idiots! Because they're idiots! How much more? Bring it on! Everybody who watches this video, bring it on. Okay? They're idiots. They're idiots, and most consumers are idiots as well.
That being said, you know I'm gonna buy Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon.
Obviously. I would have even been more inclined to buy it, but, I don't have a 3DS capture card, so there's no point in buying any of that.
Well, I mean, might be worth getting a 3DS capture card now because it looks like the Nintendo 3DS will be around for another, let's say 10 more years?
No. No, it won't. I give it a year max, and that's about it. Because most of the thing, there's only a couple of games they haven't released here in America yet. Etrian Odyssey 5.
Okay.
The remake, in quotation marks, of Radiant Historia, a really good 3DS RPG, really good DS RPG that basically got a port to the 3DS, and why I say remake in quotation marks, because they didn't mess with anything. They didn't touch up the graphic. They didn't touch up anything. It looks pretty much the same as the one on the DS. And There was one other game I forgot. What was it? When I think about it, I'll tell you. It was another RPG, I believe.
See, I don't pay attention to a lot of the stuff that goes on in Japan, though I probably should.
I just want Nintendo to make original games again that are actually full of really good content, because I don't feel like they're putting that much effort into anything anymore. They really aren't. ARMS is gonna be released with little to no content in it, okay?
That being said, it still has more content than Super Street Fighter 2.
That's a port! I blame Capcom too! The Switch right now is a port machine. It has barely any new content. It just has content from other consoles and PC with actual downgrades, if you ask me. Because I Am Setsuna got ported to the Switch, and it runs at half the frame rate every other console and even PC runs it at.
I mean, I'll give it that. I will say this, though. I am excited for Splatoon 2. I'm gonna say that right now.
No, I mean, I'm gonna get it, obviously, but excited? Not really. The online community as a whole has killed that love I originally had for Splatoon. As most fan bases do. They ruin everything.
But here's the thing, you can only let them ruin it if you let them. Well, I beat the triple battle, but not the rotation battle yet.
Well, I went to the top of the Celestial Tower.
Did you ring the...
and rang the bell, and I didn't get any cutscenes or anything. So I guess that was pointless.
Yay, pointless!
Hooray, pointlessness. I'm just gonna assume that that Skyla is in her gym now, and she's not being a fickle little bitch.
Only other thing that I could think of where Skyla could be is Dragonspire, because I just looked it up online, and Dragonspire is the next, is in the next path. To the right of Celestial Tower.
To the right of Celestial Tower.
Yep, after that...
Her gym is open.
Oh, there you go.
So I guess it was, you just really did need to do that.
Ring-a-ding-ding, ring-a-ding-dong. Ben rang the bell. Now it's time to bring it on.
Ooh, clever.
Ah, you know, I have my moments. Damn, diffusion, Duosion, there it is.
Oh, I'm in the flying gym.
I wonder what Pokemon you're gonna find, because hell is ain't gonna be flying Pokemon.
Oh, I know. I do kind of like the gimmicks in these Pokemon gyms.
Oh, I found a doctor! Doctor, heal my Pokemon!
Unless any of your Pokemon are dead.
No, none of my Pokemon are dead yet. Of course, he uses Cacturn. Cacturn's gonna hurt to the touch, but not as much as Ferrothorn does.
Hmm.
That being said, I'm excited.
I really hate when I use Will-O-Wisp and it misses.
Wait, Will-O-Wisp has a chance of missing?
Yeah, it always has. It's...
You're kidding, right? That's a joke.
No. No. What's wrong with you? You didn't know? It has 75% accuracy. So basically 1/3 of the time... No, not 1/3. What am I saying? 1/4 of the time you use it, it will miss.
Oh, I fucked myself over hard here.
What do you do?
I'm up against a seal,
Okay.
and I think it's gonna be faster than me.
And what were you using?
Ivysaur.
Hmm.
Now the question is, do I switch into feedback, which is my Electabuzz, or do I just try to go for it?
I would go for it if you want to risk your... If you don't want to risk it, don't do it.
It has Aura Beam.
Yeah, just switch to feedback. Oh boy.
Ho-ho! Static! Take that, Seal! You're now paralyzed because you touched me inappropriately. That being said, I like how dopey Seal looks. Speaking of interesting news here, before we decide to end it soon in the next couple minutes here, Pokemon Go. I know there's not a lot of people who still do Pokemon Go, and I know you didn't really do Pokemon Go, but there's actually a Pokemon Go event in Chicago on July 22nd.
Okay.
Well, I find that interesting because usually it's New York that gets all the Pokemon stuff with the Pokemon Center being there.
Well, apparently they are also adding battles to it.
That'll be fun.
Actual trainer battles.
I'm excited for that. Me and my Rhydon and Scizor are gonna be all like, roar!
I'm just surprised that I'm surprised Pokemon Go is still alive.
I play it from time to time. Especially driving in rush hour traffic and you're moving like 2 miles an hour. I literally open it up, put it in my cup holder in my car, and then just let me pick up all that delicious steps that I'm not actually walking for egg hatching. I mean, how else would you do that, right?
It's a grind anyway.
Yeah. Some of the eggs take a ridiculous amount of time to go through, so that's why I do it that way.
It takes a while to even hatch eggs in the regular game.
Yeah, it's true.
Unless you have the right items and the right stuff.
Always run with a Talonflame in your pocket.
It's so annoying that Nintendo actually took away O powers from Sun and Moon, considering how useful they were.
I'll be honest, I never got any O-Power help, ever.
You didn't even need to get it from other people. You could have just used it yourself and leveled it up yourself.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
and it came in such an handy because it allowed you to increase the amount of experience points you gained, or make hatching quicker. But nope, let's take convenience away to sell it to you again in another game, probably.
Oh yes, we're gonna sell it to you over and over again. You ready for this? Pokemon! We're coming out next with Pokemon Primary. That's right, you liked red, you liked blue, you liked yellow. Now get Pokemon Primary.
Well, I think it's time to, well, yeah, it's time to actually start cutting it short.
Let me finish this battle and then we'll cut it. That being said, I've got a whole big rant that I'll go into in the next episode about why Diamond and Pearl wasn't chosen over the new Ultra.
Really? That's your big rant?
Well, a lot of there's people posting everywhere about Gen 4 Remake Suicide Watch, because everyone expected it except for me, because I was like, no, they're not doing that. Not yet. They won't do that yet. And everyone's like, oh, you're crazy. It's coming out on the Switch. It's going to be great. And I'm like, it's not coming out on the Switch. But
I don't know, man.
We'll get into that in the next episode. Alright guys, well, we'd like to thank you all for watching Pokemon Black and White 2 Soul Link, as brought to you by Colonel Ben SP and the Gamers Brew. Make sure to subscribe to both Colonel Ben SP and the Gamers Brew, and you can find Colonel Ben also on Twitch at Epic Gaming for You. So until next time, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Ben.
And we'll catch you all in the next episode. Hey there, this is Brandon of the Gamers Brew. Thanks for watching our Pokemon Soul Link run between Colonel Ben SP and the Gamers Brew. We'd like to ask you to like, share, and subscribe to both Colonel Ben SP and the Gamers Brew. And as always, thanks for watching.